Welcome back. I think this is part 8 now. I'm going to do the cam chain timing. Not so much difficult, just tricky, and you might have to do it a couple of times. Now, a couple of little things you need to do before you start doing this. You need to make sure that your engine's in top dead centre. To do that, you on your stator cover, there's that little hole on the right that's usually got a little bolt in it. You put a socket on the end of your crankshaft and turn it counterclockwise until you can see the line through the little inspection hole as it's shown in that little diagram. That'll put your engine in top dead centre. And when you put the cams in for the first time and the engine's at top dead centre, this is how they face. Now I think it's important to note that if you turn the crankshaft after the timing chain is on, when the engine's in top dead centre, it doesn't necessarily mean that these two sprockets will be in this position, as the crankshaft does 720 degrees of rotation to the camshaft's 360. So on the current view, we've got the intake at the top and the exhaust at the bottom. Now for this, not only do I not have the right tool for it, I don't even know what tool you're supposed to use for it. If there's a specific MT07 one, I'd love it. But as to what it is, I don't know. I couldn't really work it out in the manual. So I went with a spanner and a C spanner, interestingly enough. Now the bit I put the spanner on the exhaust side isn't actually a nut. It's just two flats on the sprocket. It seems fairly sturdy. I just tried to be careful. It didn't mark it or anything, so I can't see that it'd really cause a problem. If you know what the tool is, let me know. But I'll probably buy one unless it's ridiculously expensive. Now, with getting the cams in and the chain, the main struggles are keeping the cam chain tight on the right hand side of the sprockets that you can see at the bottom. So if you look, you can see that chain is tight up against the sprocket, and then you want to keep the tension all the way to the exhaust cam at the top. You see that it's flopped at the minute, but what you'll find is you need to turn the cam so it starts to press in the bucket, which is why you need like a spanner on it, and then you can pull the chain tight and hold the spanner in position, which will then hold the chain taut up against the sprocket at the bottom. This is actually a bit of a practice run for me, where I'm trying to work out how I'm going to actually hold and if I can move these cams and do the chain with a spanner and a C spanner. I'm just trying to work it out. I didn't want to commit too much until that point. I thought it was a good time to be able to explain to you what I'm basically trying to do. You've also got to be careful that you don't pull on the exhaust cam too hard, because you can actually turn the engine ever so slightly and it will take it out of being top dead centre. And then what you find is you'll be a tooth out on your timing. But if you're doing this, just when you've done the timing, just check that the engine's still in top dead centre. And if it isn't, just do it again. Like, once you get used to it, it's not that difficult. It's just tricky. So now I've sorted out the chain, and it's tight, and it's sitting on the exhaust cam. What I'm going to do is pull the exhaust cam towards me, which will depress the the buckets, and I'm going to pull the intake cam away from me. So they're gonna go together basically, and that will give me enough room to put the chain on. And if you've got a better idea than this, I'd love to hear it. Now don't do what I just did, because what you'll find is that will happen. It'll bounce off and you'll be one tooth out. I just wanted to kind of show you the little quirks of things that you can get and come up against doing this, like especially if you ain't got someone to help you do certain things at certain points. What you can do is if you put the cam chain tensioner in, pull the cam chain tensioner all the way back with an Allen key, and then loosely put in the bolts. There is just enough room that you can still get the chain on. And then if you're using one hand to hold the cams together like I'm doing, then at least you've got one hand to do the Allen keys up and then do the cam chain up. I'd also get an Allen key ready, because if your ratchet's anything like mine, if the bolts ain't got much friction on them, then it won't ratchet, and there's not really enough room to spin the ratchet all the way around. So doing it with an Allen key is a lot easier. So I've just done them up enough that they're biting, and then it gives me enough room to be able to pull that cam chain back against the guide. So I think by the look of that, I'm one tooth out on the intake side. You can tell you're not a tooth out on the exhaust side because the chain's tight on the exhaust side. And if you can do the spanner trick, or use the correct tool, whatever it is, if you can do this at this point, you can normally turn it and just pull the chain up enough that it'll flip. You just got to make sure it's loose on the intake side and not the exhaust side. There you go, you see, and pull the chain off, keep it tight on the exhaust side. And it should be really loose at the bottom, like it is there on the intake side. And as you release that cam, it'll push back against the guide. Don't drop your C-spanner in the engine. And if you do drop your C-spanner in the engine, don't forget that you've dropped your C-spanner in the engine. I'm pretty sure I'll break it. Luckily, there's a big hole. It's funny because I used a C-spanner because I thought it was aluminium, but I had to cut it in half recently and it's definitely not aluminium. I don't know what it is, but it was hard as fuck. As you can see, this took a couple of attempts to just to get it done. Like, I didn't want to just cut it short and make you assume that I could do it like a king. Like, but patience and perseverance. Just kept trying it, and if I got too pissed off, I'd just walk off for a bit. See, I wish earlier me could have listened to later me and had an Allen key ready instead of trying to use the ratchet, which was a terrible idea. And go with old finger power in the end. Something tells me I did actually look for an Allen key, but as my hand was in the position it is in, and I probably couldn't reach it, I went with backup plan. And the worst thing is I need to hold on to this spanner, or else it'll all fall to bits. So I just need to persevere, you know, keep the faith in myself. Go on, lad. Get it in that hole. It's like the fourth time, you idiot. Get in the goddamn hole. Oh, it's painful. It's painful for me to watch this. Yeah, so if you're going to do this, do a better job. Then to take the piss, my GoPro runs out of memory card, and I obviously can't move at the minute, so I just need to persevere. I thought, what am I going to do? Luckily, it was in shot this way, so you just have to watch me being a spastic retard who can't do it bolts from this angle. I would speed it up, but I'm quite enjoying how painful it is to watch. I want you to feel the pain that I felt. And then it's just a case of doing up the Allen key to do up the cam chain tensioner, which moves the guide. The manual says to do it up until the rod touches the timing chain guide and then turn it a quarter of a turn. Then it's time to check all your hard work. You want to spin the crankshaft a couple of times. And remember what I said earlier. Just because the crankshaft's in top dead centre doesn't mean that the camshaft markings will line up like I showed you. You're better off, in my opinion, is turn it a few times, spin it and check where the cam markings are, and then check to see if you're in top dead centre, because it's quite difficult to spot that little line coming round in that inspection window anyway. If it's not right, and if it's like ever so slightly out, and you're probably one tooth out, just do it again, and you probably turn the engine as you done it, or you weren't quite top dead centre, I would imagine. Yeah, and then if you were successful, that's all you have to do on it. It's just like I say, it's just a bit of a pain in the ass. But yeah, hopefully, if you got to do this yourself at any point, you can use this as a bit of a reference and hopefully that helps you. I'll do the valve checks in the next one. That shouldn't be too difficult. And yeah, thanks for joining me on this one. I'll catch you in a bit.